This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotatonetwork.com.
Watching television, watching television. Watching television, watching television. I need all the image, I need all the sound. I know the info right into my mind.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Trial by Pilot. This is the show where we judge an entire series of television and the work of hundreds on one episode. I'm Bill Lynch.
I'm Elizabeth Lynch.
How's that juice? Should I blame it on the juice?
Blame it on the juice. It's all right. Actually, this is the best one. This is Vibrant Probiotic. And this has strawberry, raspberry, lemon, honey paired with tart cherry and probiotics.
Oh, that sounds all right.
This one's not bad. This is like the first juice and the last juice of the day.
And it's your last juice of this.
And it's my last juice of this juice diet. I don't know what to call it because it's like...
Just don't call it a cleanse.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But that's what it's called. Whatever. I was away for a few days and I was drinking a lot and eating a lot. And I came back and thought this would be a good reset.
Right.
But I've never done this before. Well, remember we did do a juice cleanse together? Remember we juiced? We were going to juice for an entire week.
Yeah.
And we went and we got enough produce for the first 3 days. Mm-hmm. And we were juicing and we were miserable. It was awful. There was pulp everywhere and it was every juice tasted the same.
Well, it's such a dumb diet.
It's so dumb. And by day 3 we went to what's that restaurant? Lola's? That tapas place? Lola's Bistro.
In Metuchen? Yeah.
And we were give us all the meat. And we just ate chorizo and cheese and
Yeah.
it was we binged basically after 3 days of juicing. So here's my critique if anyone wants to know. This is too much plastic.
Oh,
it's 6 juices a day plus a little tiny shot digestion shot in the morning. Everything's in a plastic bottle.
They call that the shit shot.
The shit shot.
And by they, I mean me.
So for that reason alone, I don't know if I would do this again. I have not felt hungry except for right now. I'm starving. The other thing is I am very curious to see how I handle tomorrow.
Me too.
What am I going to do when I wake up?
Would you eat some catfish right now if it was in front of you? Some fried catfish?
I don't know. I don't know if my stomach could handle it.
Okay.
Because I've literally just been drinking juice.
Well, they're really into catfish in this show.
Oh, yeah. We're not here talking about my juice cleanse.
Yeah, I was trying to seg into this show, and you just didn't pick up on it.
I just have been wanting to talk to somebody about this. I was why is he talking about catfish? I don't eat catfish.
We're talking about Reservation Dogs.
And here I am talking about my fucking juice cleanse.
Listen, guys, we try to just bullshit for a couple minutes at the beginning of the show, because it's weird to just jump right in. And
that one went off the rails. I apologize. You all to hear me talk about this dumb fad that's not real and I'm just losing water weight.
Hey. Reservation Dogs on Hulu FX. This was both created and executive produced by Taika Waititi, probably the biggest name attached to the show, and Sterling Harjo, who is a Native American director and writer from Oklahoma.
He's from Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's done a couple films, maybe one other show, but everything he bases in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we start with...
Never been.
Yeah, I guess
right? That's one of the ones we haven't been to yet.
Yeah, we didn't get quite that far west.
Yeah.
We went through Missouri, Arkansas. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Oklahoma's one more set of states over.
Yeah.
Tell us what we're missing, guys. So this takes place... I don't remember the name of the town now.
I can't remember it either.
It's a very rural, rundown, kind of down on its luck town with it's I don't know if it's technically a reservation or if it just happens to have a large indigenous population. I don't think they ever really say.
Yeah, they don't say. Like, I just assumed because of like some of the things they say, like just when they name them at the end, reservation dogs, or
Right.
I don't know if that's just kind of like, oh, it's what we call us because like we all live in this area or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really sure.
So it immediately starts off with these 4 teens stealing a food truck as it's being unloaded. A Flaming Flamers chip truck, to be specific.
Yeah, like a food delivery truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a food truck serving food.
Yeah.
And, they get away and, like, the ramp is still down, dragging along the road. It's, like, sparking through town as they're driving it along. And the cop, whose name is Big,
Yeah.
is, like, in his usual spot, and they know where his spot is, but they have to go by it anyway. But he's watching, like, some JFK assassination YouTube video.
Right.
and doesn't even notice them go by. So their names are Bear, Willie Jack, Cheese, and my favorite, Alora Dannon. Which, like, I don't even know if they will get into why the hell she is named that. That's the name of the baby from the movie Willow, the 1980s classic epic tale.
So they mentioned that in there.
They do.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know when they were talking about that, I like didn't even occur to me that that's like one of your favorite movies.
It's such a specific name. I thought that was so fucking funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That her name is Alora Dannon. Like, one of her parents was just a big Willow fan, I
Maybe.
guess. It's so good. Have you ever seen that movie?
Maybe once a long time ago. I don't remember it at all.
I mean, I haven't seen it now in a very long time, but I would like to rewatch it because that was one of my favorites as a kid. That and Big Trouble in Little China. So they're trying to get out of this rural Oklahoma town to go to California. And so they bring this truck to this, like, meth community.
That's what they call it. Like, I don't know if it is that.
Yeah, I mean, there was certainly some drug trading
Yeah.
going on, but they sell it to this guy, but they are able to keep the chips. That was a big point. They wanted to keep the Flaming Flamers chips. And we find out through a class project that they've been saving this money to get out of town and that their friend died last year, their friend Daniel.
Yeah.
And they never say why, but they talk about it again later. And I'm guessing he committed suicide.
Maybe they keep saying this town killed him.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And so they're selling some of these extra chips in their front yard as the 3 other, like, teenage looking people are watching them intently from down the block. Mm-hmm. And they're all wearing bandanas.
Yeah.
Both red and blue.
And so the 4 main protagonists are all always wearing black bandanas. Mm-hmm. So it looks like a gang.
Yeah,
I don't know,
gang
symbol.
colors.
Gang color. Yeah.
And so Big comes, this inept cop, to question them. And, it's like telling them about all these crimes lately. And it's like interspersed with clips of them doing all the crimes.
Right.
Like stealing copper or whatever.
It's like, why are you like, it's such a strange thing to, like, you shouldn't, like, show everybody that you're doing this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of at school when they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was, like, going back.
But then Big says, the mythical deer lady has been seen for the first time in decades. Like some, I don't know, tribal tale that, like, their grandparents used to tell or something. And so as they're walking, the other gang, or, they don't even consider themselves a gang.
Yeah.
But, like, this other group does.
Right.
And so this other gang pulls up and pulls out these, like, big black guns, and they start shooting, but it's just paintballs.
Right.
And they're like, this is our street, and they drive off. But, like, it's a very dramatic, like, slow-mo shot as, like, they're all getting pelted with paintballs, and they all go down to the grass. And as Bear is lying there in the grass, he, like, begins to float a little bit, and he has a vision. And it's this warrior on horseback. And, Bear asks, like, oh, are you, like, this famous warrior or this famous warrior? And he's like, no, I'm an unknown warrior from the Battle of the Little Bighorn. And he says, I didn't kill anyone, but I did fight bravely. Well, I didn't get the chance to fight because I charged General Custer, and my horse tripped in a gopher hole and fell on top of me and killed me. But then he gets serious.
That was really funny.
Yeah, it was really funny. Then he gets serious and he questions Bear and his friends, saying, like, we used to die for our community and our people and to protect our land. Like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing for your people? What are you going to be remembered for?
Right.
And then he goes to trot away and his horse just sits down in the grass. And so they're at this local spot for lunch where they're eating catfish, and the truck driver comes in that they stole the truck from, and they overhear him saying like, man, what a week. Like, I lost my job for losing this truck. My wife left me because I lost my job. And Bear feels the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
And so later they're at their little hideout, and he tells the others as much that he feels bad. But Elora Danan is like, we're getting out of this town. Like, it's us or everybody else. You know, again, she says it killed Daniel, and it's not going to kill me. But the next day, she shows up at Bear's house in the morning saying, like, listen, the other two spent some of their money, so we don't have all of it, but we can go back and see if we can buy the truck back and return it. And so they do. They show up, and the truck is literally just, like, the lower part of the frame. Like, it's been totally stripped for parts. It's gone. So much for that idea. Then they have a memorial for their friend Daniel. It's been 1 year, I think, right?
Yeah.
Which was actually pretty sad.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just a bunch of teens, like, saying, like, miss you, bitch.
Yeah.
But then Willie Jack says one thing, and, like, she starts to break down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I got, like, a little upset.
Yeah. I can't even remember what they said now.
It was just like a one line thing, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
And so as they're leaving, the other gang drives by again, and they're told by, like, these two guys who just, like, ride around bikes that this gang moved into town from the city, and they were told that these four were the Reservation Bandits, and they're running the show. So now they're, like, trying to run them out of town. Although they didn't love the name, so these two guys decided to change it and called them the Reservation Dogs.
So these two guys are like, I think they're twins. And they appear to be little people.
Yeah.
And they are the funniest. Like, they are so funny. Like, so
Yeah.
they are like rapping to them. He's like, oh, we got this new song. And he's like, oh, we, like, something about, like,
Coming with the Glock. Pop,
yeah,
pop, pop.
pop, pop, pop. And it's like, I
You're
don't think
not-
they have guns.
You're
Like,
not gangsters, yeah.
it's so funny because they're just like, so they just like are on all the time.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, like, someone like said something, like asked who they were. I can't remember. And they're like, we got the same uncle. Instead of, like, saying they're brothers, they just said we got the same uncle. It's so funny. Like, I just, like, really got a kick out of them.
Yeah, they were funny.
I hope that they are, like, they show up.
Yeah, they're just,
more.
like,
They're such a good little, like,
Riding around, spreading rumors.
yeah.
They're there for all the town drama. There was also, so now they're officially dubbed the Reservation Dogs. There was a Reservoir Dogs poster. Obviously, this was a play on
Yeah.
that. There was a poster in Bear's room, like, blurred out in the back.
Yeah, I saw
of
that.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think it was blurred out.
I mean, out of focus. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Not like purposefully blurred out.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like in the background, you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like an endorsement ad that they had to blur. So after this gang drives off, Alora's like, let's just get out of town now. We have enough money. Let's just get the hell out of here. And Bear's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not letting them run me out of town. We don't need to be criminals anymore. We can be vigilantes.
Right.
And one of them's like, yeah, cool vigilantes. And that was the end. And then after the credits, we see Big, the cop, in the middle of a field poking, like, these big hunks of, like, dead fish.
Yeah.
Out in
They're
the
just
field.
like sitting out in the fish.
So, like,
out in the fish, out in the field.
so maybe there is something
Yeah.
supernatural. It doesn't feel like that kind of show at all.
Yeah, but it could be part of their, like, beliefs of, you know.
Yeah, because Bear does have the vision.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe there is something weird going on.
Yeah.
And then Big goes back to the cruiser and he's locked himself out. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. I really liked the balance that they had of, like, humor and not, like, serious, but there was, like, some kind of, like,
There was a
moral-
to it.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
That was my first note, is that it was perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to do that, I think. Mm-hmm. To be as funny as some parts of this were and as, like, heartfelt as some parts of it were.
Yeah.
Set in this, like, pretty, like, gritty rundown town.
Yeah.
Like, things are not going hot for anybody there, you
Right.
know? And I think they struck the balance really nicely.
Yeah, especially because, like, I felt like I believed that these were just, like, four friends.
Yeah.
No one was like, I'm the goofy one. I'm this. They were just, like, really just, like, normal kids, like, hanging out.
Yeah.
I really liked the whole vibe, like, the whole feel of it.
Yeah, totally.
We haven't brought up tone in a while. I would say. I like the tone.
Maybe you haven't. I'm thinking about it constantly.
I know. But I did want to ask, because I've never seen Reservoir Dogs. Mm-hmm. The scene with the paintballs, is that like
No, I don't.
a scene in it? Oh, because it seemed like it was very like cinematic, and I was like, oh, are they like doing this scene from Reservoir Dogs?
I don't think so. When they had the memorial service and they were wearing the black and white suits, that's from Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I knew
they all
that,
just wear
'cause
straight black and white.
I feel like everybody has seen that. Like,
That's on the poster. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen that like image.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure about the shooting of the paintball.
Yeah, I don't think so. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time either.
Before they started shooting the paintball guns, and it just looked like they were actual guns, I was like, what is going on? Like, that was like really upsetting for a second.
Because it wasn't like a typical looking paintball gun, and it didn't have like an orange tip or anything. It was just like a big black looking gun.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great. I think it's a weekly release, so it's like still ongoing.
Oh, okay.
I think we're only like 2 or 3 episodes in by the time this comes out. But yeah, I thought it was really good. All of the actors, all the kids, I say kids. I can only find one of their ages, Laura Dannon. So, I mean, they're playing like whatever, 16, 17-year-olds. She's 28.
She's 28?
28, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, obviously.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm always shocked when I hear that. Because I feel like when I was 28, I felt like I could still play young, but I don't think I could have played that young.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like I can't believe how young she looks.
So I guess she probably looked the most mature at least, but I wouldn't have guessed 28.
Yeah, no way.
So yeah, obviously all actually indigenous actors. We talked about kind of like the importance of that representation related to Rutherford Falls, the NBC sitcom. Mm-hmm. But that show sucked, and this one didn't.
Yeah, this show is great. I really like this.
And so all of the episodes were, we mentioned the creation, production, and the acting. They were also all directed by 3 indigenous directors. Mm-hmm. One is Sterling Harjo, who created it along with Taika Waititi, Black Horse Lowe, and Sydney Freeland, who is indigenous transgender woman. Okay. Yeah.
Finally diversifying up those writers' rooms, and
it's about time.
Yeah. No, I really like this. And I like that it was like, I felt like, not to compare it to Rutherford Falls, but I felt like Rutherford Falls had it was like very much, we're going to talk about this. It was like a white privilege and like,
right.
The natives that are not being treated fairly or getting, you know what I mean? Like the story, the whitewashing of the history, all that. That was like very clear what they were doing. It was like,
yes,
this is like, they're just showing us their experience in this town. And this was, like you said, it's just realistic.
Yeah.
And I like that. Because the only thing I've ever really seen, I remember that show, there's some show about gangs that would like go into like, it was like a documentary style show about
Gangland?
Gangland, yes. And there was one, I don't remember the name of the gang, but it was like on an Indian reservation. Oh. And it was like crazy because that's not ever what I like would think about. And so I can kind of see how, like, from seeing that documentary to seeing this town, like how they're really, it felt very real. Like it was, it certainly wasn't as dark as like watching Gangland, and they're not really a real gang. Like they're just like 4 kids. You know what I mean? Like it's not really like that. It's not that deep or involved. But it felt like a real town.
Yeah, yeah. Susan would probably know.
Susan probably remembers the name of it.
Didn't she watch that a lot? She
did, and then I remember. You mentioned like any place you want to travel. Well, watch out for the, like insert whatever gang here. And it's like, I remember, I think it really like affected her.
Oh yeah, she's scarred. Elizabeth's sister. Yeah. Because I remember, I don't know, maybe I was going birding in Panama or Peru or.
Yeah. She like knew whichever.
She's like, oh no, you don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like, that's not where I'm going. Trust me. Like. So do you want to go watch Willow?
Oh my gosh. No, what I really want to keep watching is, well, I'm just going to say, I'm going to keep watching this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, and I think it was like 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah. And I
Bam.
like that it's being released weekly. That's good for us.
Yeah.
Because I really would like to finish Dr. Death.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
You know, like
I think we only watched the second episode of that, right?
Yeah.
Lupin, we got the second season of that.
I know. We're so behind. So, no, I don't want to watch Willow.
And
right
you
now.
were home for a week, and we didn't watch any TV.
I know, because we painted the basement.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, we painted a wall in our basement black.
We actually did a project.
We actually said, like, we're going to do this project, and then we did it.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
It's not done yet. There's still drop cloths and paintbrushes downstairs.
Sure.
But,
A lot of it's done.
oh, and today we went and we bought a bench.
Yes.
So we've lived here a year and a half or so, right?
Almost.
Almost. And we have never had, like, a bench in our front entryway. And
Wasn't that a movie? We bought a bench.
we bought a bench.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a zoo.
Oh, zoo. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm
I
thinking of.
confused the two as well. And so we like saw it. We were in a store. We saw this bench. We were like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that too. Let's get it.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Amazing decision making on our part. This doesn't happen. Yeah, it looks really good. I like it. So we painted one of the walls black, but it is a very purple black.
There's a lot of purple in it.
Like you open the paint can and it's like, oh, this is purple.
Yeah.
It doesn't look on the wall. It looks black, but
Yeah, it looks fine. I think it looks cool. It looks cool.
definitely not a color we would have ever picked. But
Yeah, and then I ordered a board game table for that space, but we don't have any chairs for it yet because the chairs they had on the website were boring. So now we got to do that.
yeah, we're really
Yeah, moving and shaking.
yeah. Can't wait to have everyone over. We'll post a picture on our Instagram when it's done.
Yeah, we can do that.
For all those, what do we call our listeners?
Pilots.
For all of those, no, jurors. We call them jurors.
Oh, that's right.
For all those jurors who are really interested in seeing what our house looks like. I'm nosy like that. I always want to see. I want to know. When people are like describing where they're recording and stuff, I'm like, show a picture.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm very nosy about that stuff.
Well, we have to hang up some stuff on the walls in our recording studio. So we
Oh
can
yeah,
actually...
we've never shown a picture of this either.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Look out for that content. Oh, and an update. Oh, I'll just plug my sustainable_ish Instagram. I haven't posted this on the Instagram yet, but guys, I finished the grill.
Whoa. You did?
Yeah, and it works and everything. I replaced the igniter kit and the burners. It's pretty incredible. I'm very impressed with myself.
What are you making us dinner? A yummy...
I mean, I guess I could make some tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's have some grilled chicken.
Great. So, I was talking about Willow and other movies. We mentioned another movie in this podcast, right? Something that I haven't seen in a while.
Dogs?
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. I watched the movie last night at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah. So our son woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I won't blame anyone. And so I could not fall back asleep. My stomach hurt a little bit. I thought I was hungry, and I just was wide awake. So after like 45 minutes, I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going downstairs. And I sat on the couch and ate a bag of Goldfish and watched Black Widow. And then went back up to bed at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
What made you choose that movie?
I just listened to somebody talk about it on a podcast the other day, and it's like the one Marvel movie I haven't seen yet.
Oh, okay.
It came out like a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Oh, okay.
It was like not great.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you have heard that Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney now.
Oh, I did about like the release, like,
I think she got a bonus if it hit a certain mark in the theaters.
Right.
And then they simultaneously released it on HBO Max,
Right.
which doesn't get her any money. So
Right.
she's trying to sue Disney. And then Disney said something like, oh, this is like a sad, pathetic something or other. So I guess they won't be working together in the near future.
yeah.
But the movie was not great.
Oh, wow.
All of the acting was good in it. David Harbour was in it
Who is that?
from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name now. The police officer. He's in it. He's really
Hopper,
good.
Hooper?
Yeah. Hopper.
Yeah.
And, Scarlett Johansson was fine. Florence Pugh was in it.
Okay.
She was good. And Rachel Weisz was in it.
Oh, okay.
So they were all good, but the writing was just kind of cookie cutter. The action was so schlocky.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just the most ridiculous. The culmination of it all is them fighting this bad guy in his floating laboratory in the sky that floats in the clouds and just has these engines. That's why you can't find it, because he's just in the atmosphere. And they have this ridiculous fight as the ship is falling apart, and they're all flying through the air, a mile up or 5 miles up. It was so dumb. It was so dumb.
Oh, I'm sorry that's how you spent your
whatever.
awake time.
Yeah, I wasn't sleeping, so.
So you slept late this morning, so that's good.
I did. I went back to bed and then woke up briefly at 8 o'clock, and I was I'm just going to shut my eyes. And then it was 10 o'clock.
Hey.
Which is...
You know what I always say? You needed the sleep.
Yeah. Maybe the latest I've slept...
Ever? I was shocked. I was honestly shocked. I was like, should I get him?
Is Bill dead?
No. I'll leave him. That thought always crosses my mind.
All right. Any other thoughts on Reservation Dogs?
No, I'm just going to say go ahead and watch it.
We'll get a second season on Hulu.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'll
so.
say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. We both recommend it. Think it'll get a second season. Check it out. It's in the middle of the first season right now. All right, everybody.
All right.
If you have suggestions on shows for us to watch, you can email us at trialbypilot@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at trialbypilot. And please go onto Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. Subscribe to the show, leave a review, and tell a friend. Although I should be saying this at the beginning because no one's listening right now. So.
Yeah, why don't you say it at the beginning?
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you to the Beats for providing our theme music.
Thanks, Beats.
Bye.
Bye.
Watching